Hey all. Mm. No, I canceled an earlier stress test that was supposed to be at 5:30. I told actually I'm doing this earlier than originally planned, but I was just going to have a conflict that would have interfered with this test stream. I would have been streaming to multiple places, and that got pushed back to like 8 o'clock my time. So I'm running this quick test right now just to see if everything is working as I stream to multiple places. And so far, it seems to be streaming to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And so at least I'm checking everything works. According to my YouTube, it's supposedly live, but I want to just double check everything and have a talk with you before I figure out what I'm doing for dinner tonight. Because, well, like, I have no idea what I'm doing for dinner tonight. So that's always the interesting thing to this. Oh, let's just have feedback. Um, but yeah, so far I am. So far, it's working. I'm just trying to figure out how things are going before I, need to figure out what's going on. And I'm trying to figure things out. And I'm just trying to see if everything works. And so far, everything is working. I mean, it got to the right thing for my Twitch topic. I just trying to figure out how everything is going. So right now, I'm just trying to figure this out overall, so I know how things go. Because I really want to start streaming more and get to do it. Thanks, Tony. That's actually very nice. Thanks. Um, hey Grant. So yeah, I'm just testing everything. If you guys want to come on, let me know, and I'll give you a link so you can come on to. If you want to talk live or whatnot, I just have. Basically, I just wanted to throw my lemonade from this morning. I really just finished Dungeons and Dragons, like 10 minutes ago. I was playing from like 11:30 to like 4:15, 4:20. And my DM is Tim, who's a great colorist, Tim Brown. And it's just a really fun game, even though I spent most of the time protecting a couple NPCs who are children away from my more murderous teammates. All of whom were pretty much ready to go to the kid. But yeah, it's been the running gag of this D&D campaign. My character is always protecting innocent children from being killed from my more violent teammates. Yeah, Paige, I shaved this morning just to get feeling a little scruffy. I know I wasn't much of a scruff yesterday, but I just shaved and made it a little, cleaner. After not shaving for like a week or so. I mean, not a week, maybe a few days. Um, but yeah, it's like because I'm not. But I thought if I'm gonna be on video, clean up a bit instead of being a little scruffy. And also, I started doing these streams the day after I got my haircut. Because if I didn't was doing my streams before that, it was big, bunch of curls up top, and that would make me feel kind of self conscious. So right now I'm just running the test and seeing how things are going. But yeah, so it's been a relatively quiet Sunday. Everyone's just getting ready for Thanksgiving, and been really quiet. I think it's actually what today, as well as been JFK assassination anniversary, would have been my grandfather's 104th birthday, if I remember the day right. I think today is his birthday. So he would have been 104 today. My grandmother would beat him to 104 by a couple months. But yeah. So tomorrow I'm having more of an American Dreams talk stream about my process, like behind the scenes stuff, so on and so on and so forth. Like plans I have, but I can talk about because I don't want to reveal everything like this early on. Um, but we'll see. Hopefully, some of you guys will stop by and chat, and we'll just have a nice, fun time. And we'll just, discuss what's going on. And I'm just, again, today's more of a stress test because tomorrow I'm streaming to my personal Facebook, the American Dreams Facebook, and to YouTube. So I'll try to upload that to Twitch retroactively if I can. I don't think I can. It's my first time really streaming on Twitch, so that's going to be interesting. Because I'm usually just a viewer on Twitch. I never really. But again, this is a new overall experience for me because I barely ever stream. If I'm on a stream, I'm usually a guest. I'm usually not the one controlling the show. So I'm just trying to figure out what everything does. So let's see what each of these things do. Maybe I'll show you a little something if I can. I'm gonna X this out so that it doesn't get shown. Let's see if I can show without spoiler. Maybe I'll just show, if you have missed it, I'll show you the cover for issue 4, the main cover. Let me do it. Hold on. So there's, can I make this bigger? Oh, there we go. So there's that's the cover for American Dreams issue 4, done by Dodie and Tibby, and colored by my friend Tim, who's the DM for today's Dungeons and Dragons session. And as you see, there's going to be a massive Titanic fight, and it's going to be really fun. And that's actually the background is based off a real synagogue that's still extant in the Lower East Side. So I hope you guys check out issue 4 when we get ready to launch, hopefully soonish. And gonna let Paige do this little plug to check out Marcus H. Roberts' new Kickstarter for The Protectors #2, and the link is down there. But so far, I think everything is looking really cool. We have a viewer on Twitch. We have 4 viewers on Facebook. We have none on YouTube. But I said it's more of an experiment to see how everything is going. Oh, it's really hydrated. So yeah, I'm just killing time today. And today's the first real day of my vacation. Thanks, Grant. Today's my first day of my vacation. Just getting ready to rest up for a couple of days. Because, I've just been back in the office for a few weeks, for a few days a week. I'm actually running around Manhattan somewhat, a little bit often. But even though everything has to be e-filed for the most part between law firms and to court, I still have to drop off things with clients and on occasion to other law firms or in the area that for things that still need to be handed in. Thanks, Paige. Yeah, it's a really cool cover. Yeah, Brad, we actually had to look up the actual stained glass window because in it's really hard to see from the outside what the colors are. So I actually somehow I don't know exactly how I found like pictures inside the out because it's supposed to be the Outram Street Synagogue, which is now a synagogue slash museum on the Lower East Side, and I actually had to find the actual colors. So we want to be like a weird, dark glass um, thing, and so we can actually have the colors pop on the uh, on the page on the cover. And they also show you guys the cover for the variant cover for issue 4 because I've posted it before, so it's not exactly a secret. Um, One second as I set this thing up. Let me go back here. Oh, okay. It'll do that. And this is the cover by Ignacio Diaz with inks and colors by Tommy Shelton. And I was inspired. I think I really did this for. I think it was. Let me check when I had this done. Okay, so it was done actually 2 years ago. I guess I needed a pinup. And I love it so much. It could become a cover. And it's Liberty versus Crowley in Greenwood Cemetery. Now, Greenwood Cemetery, if you don't know, is a major cemetery here in Brooklyn. It used to be where a lot of notable people were buried from all over New York City. There are like a lot of notable names like both Currier and Ives, the infamous Boss Tweed, um, Frank Morgan played Wizard of Oz, and Wizard of Oz, and so forth are buried there. So it used to be a phrase that went every upper class man in Manhattan would walk on Fifth Avenue and wants to be buried in Greenwood Cemetery, along those lines. So I think originally commissioned this around like the idea for this should be like a Halloween pick, and I think David did a really good job of doing this Greenwood Cemetery pick between Crowley and Liberty. Actually, let me check if Kansas was even around back then, because that's the problem with New York history that everything moves. Like, Frozen? Hold on. Hmm. Hold on. Everything's like okay. So let me just check if Cats was even open in 1900. Um, to Wikipedia. They actually have a Bradford now open in Brooklyn at this massive food hall near the Barclays Center. Ba, 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 ba. So Katz's Deli is on Houston Street, and it was founded in 1888, but the deli itself wasn't really built until 1903. There was a 1880. Oh, like it was called Isom Brothers at the time. It was on Ludlow Street, and eventually they, because of the subway, they moved to the current location on Ludlow. Um, so there was a version of Katz's around at the time. I wouldn't practically say they would go to Katz's, but they'd go somewhere for deli. Oh yeah, it's really good cover. I'm really fortunate to work with some really great artists. And Nethel's really great. He's doing a bang up job on GI Joe, and he seems to be like the pinch hitter cover artist for half the indie community right now. Um, yeah, Adam, I just checked. It was called Isom Brothers at the time, but it was 1888 is when Cassius was founded. I'm trying to remember when Mendy's was built because there's not so many. Unfortunately, a lot of kosher delis aren't gone. Like the real big ones left are Katz's, Second Avenue Deli, and Mendy's. There's not really many left in New York City, which is kind of sad. But the city's changed, and Lower East Side has really, really changed. It's gone from a mostly Jewish population to a very diverse population, especially. And you have to remember, neighborhoods in New York City, the boundary lines are very fluid. I like to say there is your personal definition, the official city definition, and there's the real estate definition of where the neighborhoods begin and end. And so it's everything in New York City when it comes to neighborhood boundary lines is incredibly fluid. Like a lot of was the Lower East Side has been absorbed by Chinatown, for example. Hey, Justin. And so, even my neighborhood, it's changed a lot in the 20 plus years we've lived here. We moved here when I was like 8.5. At the time, there weren't that many kids on the block. It was me, my sister, a kid named Seth, and his sister who lived down the block. And there was another couple families here and there of kids, but there was not so many left. And in the years since, we've had so many kids now in this neighborhood that it's like a completely, totally different situation. Also, it's been very gentrified over the last 20 odd years we've been in this house. Like Cortellia Road is completely different. Newkirk Plaza is completely different. So things change and evolve and adapt. It'll be very interesting eventually if I get to present day stories of American dreams to see, to examine how things have changed from 1900 to 2000 plus, and also just what's remained the same and what's really radically changed. Because as I like to say, one of the reasons I write American Dreams is to hold up a mirror to today through what happened back then, because we're still doing a lot of the same stuff now as we were then. And it's a very interesting little thing in this world that things haven't changed that much, which is interesting and sad at the same time. And now I'm depressed. But yeah. It's just an interesting little thing. Like putting in the history into the comic. It's really fun. But yeah, I would like to say, if you guys want to come on just to talk right now, just send me like a Facebook message or something, and I'll try to pull you in somehow, because I have to figure out how the heck to do this. Because again, I haven't done this in ever. Well, so I never brought people on. So if you want to come on, let me know and I'll bring you in. What else is going on? What else is going on in this world? I've been playing D&D for most of the day, so I've not kept my eyes on most of the news, which might be a good thing, because otherwise I'll probably go screaming into another room. Yeah, I mean, we're still dealing with extreme income inequality, race issues, civil rights issues, religious issues, people in power generally being jerks, so on and so on and so forth. So it's kind of sad that in the 120 years, things have changed, but so many of the core problems have remained the same. And I think we could have seen some of that in the unrest that happened this summer with all the protests. Unfortunately, some people were using the protests as a reason to give into their worst impulses as cover. Oh, Adam, have you read issue 2? Because I addressed a similar scenario in issue 2, and that whole did a whole segment that it's not the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory, but the Factory Fire, but it's a huge nod to the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire. So yeah, I haven't read issue 2 yet. I recommend taking a look because I do address a similar scenario. For those of you who don't know what the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire was a massive incident where a fire broke out at a sweatshop near what is now Union Square, and the building now itself is an NYU property. Oh, you really should have had them when you had the chance. And what happened was the owners locked the workers into the sweatshop, and so many of them had to jump for their lives, and mostly fell to their deaths. And then several just burned, unfortunately. And it was the worst loss, like the biggest loss of life in Manhattan, in New York City, until 9/11. It was like, and but the thing is that whole incident led to the real big boost of the labor movement in the United States, and it really helped spur on the unions in the wake of such horrible tragedy. In the meantime, I'm just, plugging along. And what else is going on? So issue 2's first issue, arc 2's first issue, which is issue 6, has been drafted. I just need a couple approvals from my editors, Sean and Andrea, before I go on with that. And I have a couple ideas for what I want to do first the arc. And I have a whole idea of what I want to do for arc 3. Now, arc 2 might just be 2 smaller arcs combined into arc 2, or at least trade 2. Whereas arc 3, which will be issues 10, 11, 12, 13, is this whole storyline. So what I'm going to do is longer storylines and then break them up to a couple smaller storylines. And I hope you guys all enjoy it when it comes out. So anyways, I'll just running this stress test. It looks like it was pretty successful. So yeah, I'm going to be, if you guys haven't heard earlier, I'm running a kind of American Dreams bigger talk tomorrow at 3:30 in the afternoon. I hope you guys join me. It'll be on my Facebook, the American Dreams Facebook, and on my YouTube. And I hope to see you there. So thanks for helping me run this stress test. So talk to you later.